What mask do I wear every day? Personally, I wear a perfectionist mask. I'm going to be taking you all on my journey as I craft my perfectionist mask. Essentially, what does that mean, right? Well, to me, it means that I do not want to make any mistakes at all. I want everything to go smooth, perfect. I don't want to do anything wrong. And how does this play into my everyday life? Well, of course, work. When I'm doing my job every single day, I don't want to make mistakes because essentially I don't want to let people down. And this is what my mask is going to be. I have already drawn the outline, a nice outline of somewhat a nerdy face, happy and smiling, right? And I'm going to go ahead and continue outlining it with a black marker just to go ahead and I'm actually going to outline the glasses green. But yes. And then I am going to cut this out once I am done. Alright. Continuing to outline. And as I said in the beginning, this is the mask that I honestly put on every day when I go into work. And it's something that I have to truly work on, and my advisors have told me to work on it on my own, as it's something that is personal. It just needs to be tackled head on by myself. Of course, I can have others help me deal with this problem of being a perfectionist, but their help can only go so far, and I am the person to do it, the main person to tackle this problem. I'm gonna go ahead and outline nice pretty cheeks in a pink color to make it nice and cute, right? Because a perfectionist does not want to look anything but perfect. Then I can also go ahead and outline the mouth as pink as well. Right. Here's how it looks so far. I'm gonna go ahead and color it in so it looks a lot better than it looks now. Yes. I'm gonna color this in. And as I'm coloring all this in, I want to continue talking about being a perfectionist and my job. It mostly applies to me when I'm at my job. I'm typically not a perfectionist anywhere else other than my job. And it's definitely something that I need to work on. And that has actually been brought to my attention recently as I have a story to tell. A few weeks ago, I made a mistake at work, right? And I realized how impactful that mistake was that I made. And it got to me on a emotional, spiritual level. I could not take it. And in that moment, I realized that I essentially am a perfectionist, and I do not handle making mistakes well. Let's just say that. And it was very difficult for me to accept that I made a mistake. And that's why I'm making this perfectionist mask. Alright, the eyes are colored in. I'm gonna go ahead and start coloring in the green. With the glasses, because for some reason I think people with the glasses are really smart, know everything. To add on of the topic of being a perfectionist at my work, I believe I'm a perfectionist at work because I want to be viewed as a person who is extremely good at their job and does not make any mistakes at all. And I try very extremely hard to be that way, especially since my job is a desk job and it's a lot of administrative processes. I have to be very competent in what I do because ultimately it does affect service members' careers, as my job is human resources, handling a lot of administrative processes. But every day when I go into work, I want to be this person who is viewed as competent, extremely good at their job, the best, and confident in everything that I do. But sometimes it's not always like that. It's not always that way because I'm human. I am vulnerable to making mistakes, and I'm slowly starting to accept that fact. Now that I'm making this mask as well, I'm realizing that mistakes are okay as long as you learn from them, as long as you accept that you made mistakes and you learn from them. Almost finished coloring in the green part of my glasses for my little perfectionist mask. Alrighty, I'm just gonna color in this top part as well, as for some reason I left it blank, not sure why. Alrighty, it's slowly coming together. Not too bad. Last but not least, I'm gonna be using my pink marker to go ahead and color in the cheeks. This essentially is symbolizing happiness. Having colorful pink flush cheeks, being happy, being confident, grateful, all good things, right? Almost done with the cheek. Alrighty. And last but not least, I'll go ahead and be coloring. Excuse me. Move these markers. My mouth piece of the mask. And the smile is essentially representing being joyful, again, happy to be at work, happy of not wanting to make mistakes, happy being a perfectionist, just wanting everything to be perfect. And that's where this smile plays into that. All right. Last but not least, I'm going to grab a pair of my scissors and cut out this mask I have created. I'm going to go ahead and cut along the border of the face. And here we have it, everyone, my Perfectionist Mask. This is the mask that I use almost every single day, 5 days a week out of 7 days. At work, most of the time, right? This is my Perfectionist Mask. I am committed to not being a perfectionist anymore, right? I do not want to put myself down because I made a mistake or I messed up. I need to realize that being a perfectionist won't help me grow at all. It won't. I'm going to go ahead and tear this up because being a perfectionist is not going to help me on my journey to success. It's not going to help me grow at all. And therefore, I crumple it up. I throw it in the back of my mind of trying to be a perfectionist, trying to be perfect in everything that I do at work. I am bound to making mistakes, but I need to continue to tell myself and reinforce that thinking of, well, mistakes are good to make as long as you accept that you have made a mistake and you learn from them. I am committed to being unbreakable from these mistakes and not being a perfectionist. I'm committed to growth. I'm committed to being authentic and real in what I do and not being a fake person, trying to be a perfectionist, right? That is who I want to be. That is who I want to be. Real, authentic, unbreakable, bouncing back from challenges and mistakes that have pushed me down and tried to tackle me, weigh me down. I'm done being a perfectionist, and I'm committed to being just that. Thank you.